Hello and welcome back to the Talos Principle, the Let's Play Blind with Neo Rambler. Right then, this puzzle that we last left on, in the last video I should say, I don't think that statement made any sense. This puzzle we left on in the last video, that's better, has already been solved because I've tried to record this video earlier on today and unfortunately my laptop really had a massive failure on the hard drive, and I believe it was down to the fact that Norton Antivirus and Windows were just desperately trying to do updates that it kept interfering with everything, so the game kept crashing. Audacity didn't record my commentary properly and everything. It was really annoying. So I've had to basically let my laptop do whatever it needed to do, or at least Windows anyway, and now it's still a bit unstable, but it's working for now. So I'm going to give it a second attempt and hope that I can get this video out tonight. If not, then it'll have to be another day. But anyway, yes, this puzzle, I made out in the last video that, oh my god, this is going to be really hard because it has lots of things to it, but actually it's really simple, which I was really hoping for. So how to solve it then? Well, the first thing I did actually was, you might have noticed on the bottom centre of the screen, I actually only have 2 messenger options as opposed to 3. I actually used the messenger option for the first time, thinking, alright then, this puzzle's intimidating me, what's the advice going to be? So I used it, and this was the advice that I got. Put the connector inside, from Mex98. Now I don't know if Mex has actually left that as proper advice for the puzzle or not. I've no idea, or whether that hint is generated randomly by the game itself and used Mex's name for the messenger. But if Mex did leave that as advice, I'd already figured that out. You know, I was like, well, I know the connector's got to go on that side somehow because we've got to stop that thing from going back and forth. So I was like, that's no bloody help and all that. I was getting really angry and ranty. Not personally though, I mean Mex has been absolutely fantastic during this LP, offering lots of advice and Easter eggs and stuff along with Halika, so no, it was only a jokey way. Don't worry Mex, if you're watching this, I wasn't like or anything to you realistically, I was just joking around. But yeah, put the connector inside. I thought, really, after all this hoo-ha about me not possibly using up all the messengers on the bottom of the screen and the faff we had to go through to get access to any of them, that's the best they can do. Oh man, I could have smashed my head against a brick wall. I was that desperate. But yeah, well, at the end of the day, it's like, well, it's a bit of advice. So I thought, well, at least it confirms my idea. I've got to get to that side. And then I had a look at the fence up there, and I spent about 10 minutes trying to work this out, thinking what I had to do, until I realised that I had this to play with, and there's a platformer on the floor, and I thought, oh, right. So in the end, it took me about 15 minutes to solve, much longer than it should have done, but oh well, it was solved. So what I did was I put this block all the way over here to begin with, and then the connector we have to get over there. It's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward actually once you know what you've got to do, unlike some puzzles we've come across so far. But this is it. So what you do is you recall, actually wait, before we start, no, that's a bad place to put it, we'll put it there, I think. Yeah, that's better. So all you got to do is press record and you pick up the platform, and then basically you carry it over to here, stand next to the block, and then just position yourself so you're facing the wall and leave it there for some time. I mean, I left it there for about 4 minutes, but you really don't need that long. I'm going to leave it for about a minute and a half, and the only reason why you should leave it for a bit longer than you think you need is because it's a bit glitchy as to how you actually get up to the high wall where we just saw that electric fence. You have to jump on the block to jump on the platform, to then jump up onto the wall, jump up onto the platform or the elevated platform above. But it's a bit glitchy. It's not quite high enough for you to do it, but if you angle yourself right, it is high enough to do it. You've got to do it in a really glitchy way, so I'm not 100% sure if this is the actual solution or not, but it does work. But you do need to give your person down here some time to do it, because you are going to mess it up a few times, and if you don't give yourself enough time, you just get stressed up and frustrated, and then, you know, rather than taking your time, just doing it again and again. It doesn't take too many tries, but I think it comes down to as well as how you position yourself as well against the wall, which can cause problems. But yeah, basically this is what you have to do. So you position yourself like this, then you stop the recording, and then you start it, and then basically you allow yourself to go up there to get the block and the connector. You then get the connector on the other side, and then you position it so it's blocking the spiky ball that keeps going back and forth and interacting with the laser. You just position it so it's just in front of it, so it's blocking it, but also enough to activate the electric fence on the other side with the blue light. it's pretty straightforward. And then once you've done that, you can climb back up the wall on the other side because there was a ladder, and then you grab the block, you jump back down, and then you just go across through the newly opened electric fence, put a block down on a switch, and the red sigils are yours. It's pretty straightforward, really, but I thought I'd show you it anyway, just so then you're all clued up and informed. So yep, that's 2 minutes wasted. I think that's a good enough time, so I'll just drop that off there, pick it up, and off we go. So yeah, first thing you need to do is get the connector up there. It's pretty straightforward, and then yeah, it's just this bit can be a real pain in the butt to get up, and you seem to sink through the platform a few times as well. So again, it is irritating, but you can do it. But you've got to really faff around because it's not very well. It might be that there's a better position for it. I'm not sure, but it's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, it's so glitchy, this bit. You can do it. You can do it. You just got to glitch your way up it. I might have positioned the platform guy actually at a point where it's not going to work. Oh, come on, stop faffing. I guess the difficulty is trying to get up here, but yeah, it's not working. You don't need an extra block. This is all you need. You just got to. Really irritating. It might be the reason why is because we've got this in our hand. So if I can try and. It is an absolute faff to do this. You can do it, but it. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, come on! This is so irritating. It might be because we're too close, but I know you can do it. Oh, for flaming... Okay. Now I'm going to cross. I didn't intend to get across. Right, is it up there? Right. Oh, God, why is it down on the floor? See, I've given myself 2 minutes thinking, oh, plenty of time. And even then, it's not enough. You have to glitch yourself up it. It's irritating. Irritating. It really is. There's no... You just... Oh, God, it is irritating. Come on. Come on. Oh. I don't know why, but it's so difficult to get right, and I really don't know what the problem is, but this is how you do it. I have not come up with an alternative way for it. You just have to jump up there and glitch your way up there, and it's just such a pain in the butt. It wasn't this bad when I did it, in the end, but oh man, it is a real butt ache. So again, we've got to stand here now for another 2 minutes. I'm not going to cut this out. I'm going to actually show you this, because I do believe that although this puzzle is simple, the difficulty comes to getting up this wall, and it's ridiculous. And you can't put the block on the platform because, you can do that, but you can't get access to it. You cannot get access to the block, and you need that block as well. It could be that where the block originally was. You can put the block on the platform. If you position this guy to where the block was originally, that's a slightly elevated platform on the ground. You put the block on there and then jump on top of it after that, but I've tried that and it was too high, it wouldn't work. So again, I don't think that's what you're meant to do. I think this is the proper way to do it, but it is such a faff. And really irritating. And you just have to sit and wait. I mean, I suppose I don't have to waste too much time doing this, but really you do, because you need to get up here twice, once with the connector and once with the square block. So you do need to put some time down here so you can get up here twice. But it is irritating as hell. It really is. I mean, hell, if I went down to hell now, I wouldn't be nearly as irritated down there as I am with this. I mean, unless this was my hell, in which case I'd be equally irritated. But there you go. But yeah, it's just a right faff. I left it down here for 4 minutes, and I think I actually ended up using it for 2.5 minutes. So really, I should stay down here for a bit longer. And I don't know, again, if this was the intention, again, or whether this is the proper solution. But this is the only thing I could think of with that would work. It might just be the way I've positioned my person with the platform. Perhaps I'm too close to the wall. Maybe that's what's causing the problem. I don't know. But I had it this close up, and in the end I found a sweet spot which worked perfectly. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just trial and error, really. That's how I did it. Right, let's try it again then. So pop it down on the floor and off we go. So grab the connector. Let's wait for Mr. Platform Guy over, and then we can jump up, and then. Oh god, it's gonna faff like hell, isn't it? I really don't know why it's causing this problem. Seriously, it was much easier than this. I'm not joking, it really was. So I don't know what the problem is now. I really don't. It says point at target, and I am. And you could jump up there. It wasn't hard, but now, for some reason, it's not doing it. Ooh, I'm irritated now. properly irritated. Left 4 Dead 2 has already irritated me this week. I do not want to have to be irritated by another game, but it certainly looks like it's going to happen. I don't know what the problem is. Oh, it's not working again. Oh, God. It's not my intention. I don't have to do this because I've already solved it, but I want to show you how to do it. I could give up, but at the same time I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up because this was how annoying it was for me to do. Simple puzzle, but just stupidly hard for no reason. Maybe if I position the platform here, maybe that'll work better. Ugh, God. I can't understand why these games are suddenly getting frustrating. Like Left 4 Dead 2, when we had to do the get Steve to the helicopter. Oh man, that was just redonkulous. The spawn mechanics were just getting really unfair. And it was down to chance. Although I have been informed that fighting the zombies on the rock concert stage, actually on the concert stage itself, is not the best solution. The best solution apparently is to go where or nearby where the helicopter is. And apparently you can go up the steps and just fight around there because the zombies find it harder for you to get up, find it harder for themselves to get up there, and then you can easily fight them better because they stagger themselves, which is fair enough. But the only reason why I didn't do that was because I thought I was going to lose Steve glitching it through the steps, whereas on the concert he seemed quite stable, so that was my excuse for it. But yeah, but that's apparently the better solution. So it probably was actually, because I don't know any of the strategies for Left 4 Dead 2, and apparently I've been told there are quite a few for each level. I suppose if you're doing speed runs or proper multiplayer and you're using actual people as opposed to bots, I guess so. But it's still irritating, and it really drove me to frustration. And now this is driving me up to frustration now, both because it's crashing a lot and also that this part of the puzzle is really hard for some reason. And I don't know. Maybe I got lucky, but again, maybe this isn't the solution. Perhaps I shouldn't fault the game for this. Perhaps the solution's a bit more self-explanatory, or maybe it's similar to what I was saying before in terms of, ferry the platform on the other side. But it doesn't matter. You still struggle with it. It's still a ball ache. I just remember I did leave it down here, I think, for about 4 minutes, and then I used up about 2.5, 3 minutes worth of it. So maybe I should stand up here longer, perhaps. I don't know. I think 2 minutes is adequate though, because I know what I'm doing now. It's all right. Or at least I thought I knew what I was doing, but apparently not. So drop that down on the floor. Right. Let's try again. Grab the connector. Okay. Jump up there. Now then, can I? Oh, come on! Oh, I'm getting cross. Oh, I'm getting cross. Okay, now I'm getting really cross now. This is irritating now. What? Why? Why is this? Oh, I'm getting cross. Oh. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I do not know. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I can't get up there. Now the frame rate's crashing again. Oh, I don't want to get too frustrated again like before, but this is ridiculous. Oh, I don't know how I did it. I really don't. Do you know what? I'm not going to go through it because the problem is I'm just going to get more and more frustrated. That's how I did it. Somehow it worked, and now it just won't now. I mean, like I said, I can't think of any other solution as to how to get up there. I really can't. But basically, you jump up there with the connector, then you have to do it again, but take the block with you, and then you put the block there, opens up that. There's a red switch up there. You put the block on the floor, opens that up, take the connector, jump down there, and then you position the connector so it's just in the way of that, but not interfering with the blue light, so that stays open. Then you climb back up the ladder, because remember there's a ladder here as well. You grab the block on the way back, and then when you go through here, now that that's newly opened, there's a square red switch that you can't see very well on the other side. You just put the block on it, opens up the second fence, and then there's your red sigil. Take my word for it, but I'm not going to mess around with it now if it's not going to work. Forget it. It's just winding me up, and I haven't got much time tonight. I've got a lot of work to do tonight, but I wanted to get this done because I'm trying to keep this regular. So yeah, so that was that. So we did all that. Oh, and another thing as well, actually, before we do carry on, there's something else I forgot to do. Although actually, having said that, I don't need to do it here because I've already done it. The computer came to life, and it was the AI intelligence basically asking for, do we want to collaborate or stuff. So we had a bit of a banter, and we still haven't agreed upon collaboration, but apparently he suggested, or it suggested, I'm very manipulated towards the future and how I perceive things. And I thought, yeah, fair enough, I am, your point being. So we were getting there, but not quite, so he's gone away again. so there's that. Then I came here, and as you can see, it's a lovely place here, very beautiful. And then Elohim, when I first came here, made a narration that, you know, this is all... He's basically said in a hint, a heavy hint, that this is all a simulation, and that he's been there since the beginning, and he's just trying to keep it going. And the fact that he's trying to keep us immortal is because apparently if you don't, then he suggested it's all going to end. So he's basically hinting heavily now that that's the reason why he's making you do all this, to get to eternity. So basically all those Easter eggs we found and all the hidden messages and stuff is all coming together now. So I thought, fair enough. So that's what Elohim said himself. I was like, oh, okay. And then I went on the computer, and there's a few things to read on here. There's one called Party Dudes, which I won't read now, but you can see it for yourself, so just pause the video and read it. But basically summarises that they're going to have a big video game party with pizza and booze and hot people and stuff like that, because it's the end of the world. So there you go. So that's what that message says. Progress Rep 32 is from Nadia Sarapai, who I believe was reported to have died in an earlier message in an earlier part of the LP, even though they're all dead anyway. You know, that's that. But basically it's just saying, you know, look, everything's going to... You know, the world is ending. We still haven't finished this project, which I'm assuming is where we are now. We need to prioritise what we're going to fix, what we're going to leave, etc, etc. And then he makes a mention for Alexandra to get some sleep. And Alexandra is the lady who's been giving out those auditory notes that we've been picking up from the floating symbols and stuff. So I was like, oh, fair enough. So that's that. And then the Philosophy of Teeth, which I thought was a very amusing article here. And it basically talks about how if you have toothache and you have really, really bad toothache, you know, when something's got really infected and you've left it, or you've been to dentists and they haven't done a very good job of observing your teeth and they've left it and it's got really bad where nerves got infected and everything like that. It basically says how much pain is produced by it and how you cannot carry on anymore. Your consciousness pretty much goes. You can't think, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't do anything. This pain that's being caused by an infected nerve around your teeth area is driving you nuts. And yet when you do go to a dentist and all they have to do is just anaesthesia your jaw so it goes numb, then drill a hole and then flick a nerve out with a knife, it's all gone. The pain's gone. And he's basically commenting on the fact that, or she is, I don't know who the narrator of this is, commenting on the fact that such a simple procedure and such a tiny change gets rid of this pain that almost kills the person, I say, in terms of killing their consciousness. And he calls it the tooth loss principle, which I think is really funny. So it's worth a read, that. So again, I'll leave it up here for you to have a quick read, pause the game. But it was very funny and I liked it, so I had a laugh about that. So yeah. And then I read some of the QR codes around here, which were all left by people who have been watching this video, which is nice. Elohim keeps telling me I'm doing well, but these puzzles are simply impossible. So I thought, fair enough, Mex. And then again, if you keep leaving advice as bland as what you had done, then no wonder why they're so hard. But that was harsh. That was a bit of a dig. Sorry, Mex. I think you've done a fantastic job helping me out, so yeah, keep it up. Then Haliga said, Elohim's messengers will aid those in need. Seek them out in the secret halls, which we've already done, so that's great. Although, like I said, from the hint that we got from the one puzzle from Mex, I was like, I'm just going to rest here for a while. I need a moment of peace. Destiny can wait. And I thought that was a very profound and wise statement. I'd say that. It's very beautiful here in this place that we're at, so, you know, makes sense that that you'd do that. Because you think, yeah, why not? Destiny in the future can wait. Let's just hang around here for a bit. It's cool. So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, run around here, not much. I think I went to this QR code. Yeah, we all meander around this labyrinth trying to solve its puzzles, but we must remember that no matter how far any of us progresses, we all remain equal. Procrastinator Joel. And I was like, how do we remain equal? I mean, if some people progress further than others, does that still make us equal? You know, is it because the fact that we're all pursuing eternity and eventually we're going to get there, that we're all equal? I really didn't understand that statement, but there you go. I spent about 5 minutes trying to work that one out and came to no answer. We've already read that one. There is the message of Alexandra, which I never got a chance to read, so you will be able to hear that, and me for the first time, so that's good. Yeah, for some reason the frame rate's really unstable here, and I don't know what the problem is. And then there's this computer over here, which I never had a chance to actually look at, because again, the computer just froze, and that's where I ended the video. But I've deleted it all, because I thought, well, I want to do a fresh one and try again. So this is as far as I got before everything went to pot. So we've got something called Transcendence, Matter and Build a Universe. So I read the Transcendence one, but I didn't get to the bottom of it, so I'll read it again. Reader responses to last week's article on science and atheism. I can't pronounce these words for some reason, I'm really struggling tonight. I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There is no question that there is an objective material reality. I'm also absolutely convinced that only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet, I believe, I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion to me is not about distorting observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. It's not about deluding ourselves with the earth is 6,000 years old, or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but it's an application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science, and is not opposed to it. Which kind of makes sense, because science, or science as we know it, came from religion in the first place. It came from questioning religious faiths. It's called natural philosophy for a reason, you know? Or at least physics is, anyway. So that was interesting, and that was as far as I got. So the one on matter and build a universe I haven't read yet. So from this point onwards, we're now blind. I haven't got a clue what's going on from now. The only other comments I did make before I carry on is the computer says Ian, which we've come across a few of these already. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, you're all up to speed now to where I was at before my computer decided to go pfft. So, let's read this then. True, there are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character, but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our mind, that they result from the requirements of our thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds to them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If any idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 PM train, should turn up 2 minutes late, he would see the tail of the departing train, and would be convinced by his own eyes that time and space are inseparable from material reality. The task is to diminish the space, to overcome it, to economize time, to prolong human life, to register past time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle which is space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to matter, which constitutes the foundation not only of everything that really exists, but also of all imagination. And that is quite possibly the most difficult couple of paragraphs I've ever had to read in this game so far. I don't know why. Interesting stuff. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later, that's a great title for an essay, Philip K. Dick discusses the two themes that are most central to his work. What is reality, and what is an authentic human being? His speculations and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work. Yet despite what may seem like far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is a literally real but veiled landscape, never changing, hidden from our sight but available to us by revelation, of the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 50 AD, Dick actually delivers one of the simplest, most elegant and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Yes, I've heard of that one. That's good. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before, example Stratton of Stageria's Talos principle, but it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer. Yes, I've heard that one. Yeah, reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. To be honest with you, I agree. I think that's a brilliant statement. I love it. Great. Well done, Philip K. Dick. Wasn't he the one who wrote... What did he write? He wrote a few science fiction books and stuff. He was quite popular, wasn't he? Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. That's me all up to date then with everything, and that's those last two articles that I've just read were blind. Frame rate is still choppy as hell, but it's the best I'm going to do. So let's listen to this message by Alexandra.
When the scale of it all overwhelms me, this is what I tell myself. We can calculate the age of the Earth, the size of the universe, the future of the stars. Sure, we are minuscule, momentary flashes of thought on a grain of sand drifting through the cosmos.
I think we're smaller than that, but whatever.
Our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. On, say, Friday, 1,000,000 years from now, we'll all be dead. But right now, we know what the night sky will look like on that day. And so, in a way, we're not entirely bound by time. Knowledge is a kind of freedom.
I hadn't thought of that, actually. That's a very good idea. We're not exactly bound by time if you can predict what's going to happen. I like that. I suppose in a way that's kind of how we perceive an actual form of immortality, I guess, maybe. So maybe to most people watching this, you're like, well, yeah, I've heard something similar, it's not that special. But I like the way that was phrased. Yeah, we're not exactly bound by time. Not really, no, are we? If you think about it. I suppose it all depends on how people remember you, really, as well as being able to predict the future and the past and what have you. Yeah, you're not bound by time, I suppose, but you will only exist for a certain amount of time, as far as I'm concerned anyway, to do stuff before then the rest of it is all recorded and then people have to build on from what you've said. Unless, of course, I'm wrong, in which case there is some sort of afterlife afterwards, but I don't know. I keep trying to imagine that all of this is designed for some purpose, not just the challenges, but Elohim, the terminals, the glitches and all. The puzzle isn't before our eyes, it's behind them. Well, the brain. Maybe sheep, maybe. Now you're starting to think like a wolf. Right, okay then, so with that all done, I think we've got time for a couple of puzzles, so let's give it a go, unless the computer starts to crash again. Oh, that requires another time recording thing. Oh, I hate those puzzles. I bet all of these do, don't they? I've got a horrible feeling they do. That one doesn't. That one's alright. Let's have a look. What have we got over here? That one's just blocks and connectors, okay. And that's all 4 of them again. Ugh. Do I really want to bother with an all 4 one? I don't know. Well, I say all 4. It's not really, is there? Because there's 5 things you can have. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, alright then. Let's give this one a go then. Time flies. Oh, well, isn't that a true enough statement? Okay, fair enough then. Let's see what we got then. Right, oh, there's a couple of QR codes here. Right, okay, so we got... I solved it. I thought it was impossible, so I went away, did other things, and then all of a sudden the solution just came to me. I must have been thinking about it without knowing it. Nephthys? Or Nephthys? Nephthys? That's how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. But yeah, no, that does happen, doesn't it? Yeah, it's the whole idea of if you can't fix something, sleep on it, and next morning you might come up with something or do something different, then it occurs to you, doesn't it? If a sigil eludes you, simply continue. Success and failure are irrelevant. So you're telling me that this is a really hard puzzle? No, I can't. I've got to collect them all, otherwise I can't climb the tower. That is not an option, sir. Or madam. Right. Anyway, what is the situation now? We've got a fan, we've got a red connector, we've got a red light, we've got a fence that can be stopped by that. We've got another red button over here, and a time thing. Interesting. Okay. We don't have to... I'm not going to do a hint thing yet. Let's just see what's on the other side of these then. Right, so that does that. Okay, that's fine. So we need a connector to actually put that to good use. Fair enough. So where do we find a connector then? There's one over there. Well, that's good to know. Anything over here? No, just double checking because you never know. Usually, though, the puzzles don't tend to hide things away from you, which is kind of... Obviously, apart from the solution, of course, but that's the whole point, isn't it? Oh! And there's the thing. Oh, okay. Well, it's a pretty simple setup, then. It's just a question of execution. Right, okay. But there's a fan. Right. I think I know how this puzzle's going to work. I think I do. Yes, I have a solution already. Right, okay, so it could be wrong, but let's hazard a guess. So I'm going to assume that if we do that, we plop this block. Hang on. I've got to be careful how to do this. Actually thinking about it, oh no, that's a tricky solution, isn't it? Okay, now I've got the right solution, but I've got to add an extra step to it. Right, so let's just plop that on there so I'm not holding it. So the plan is to... Yeah, what is the plan? Just trying to think. I think I have the plan. Yes, I do. Right, okay, so we've got to do this in 2 stages then. Right, I have the idea, I have the solution, but I've got to break it down. So the first thing we need to do is set it up so, using the play thing, we've got the block and the connector floating on the fan, both aligned to that being shot up there and that being shot up there, essentially. Having said that, though, maybe not. Because the connector has to be available for us to do. Just thinking now. Right, no, I have got the solution, but... Well, I thought I had the solution. I have got the solution. I know what you have to do. It's just a question of how to do it. Like, essentially what we've got to do is set it up, like I said. So the block is on the fan, the connector's on the fan, and it lifts up so that you've got it connected to there to power the fan. And then you take a second connector, because that will be in blue, to then run over to the other side and then grab the connector from there to there, and then you can open up the door. So that's the plan basically. We set this up first, then take the connector, run to the other side with the recording, because that'll be a recording up there, but that you can still use the light and then basically do the ting. So that's the plan. So it's just a question of setting it up, and that's the difficult bit. Or is it? Is it as difficult as I'm making it out to be? Not. No, maybe not. Maybe not. No, I don't think it is. Right, okay, sorry, yeah, I know this is kind of boring, but I'm thinking in real time because I'm nearly there. It's just a question of how to do it. So we've got to use the play thing. I'm just trying to map it out before I do it. No, I haven't actually thinking about it. No, I have the solution, but no, the method I was going to do isn't going to work. Right, okay, I will go off screen this time to try and work it out so it's not too boring me just standing here, not saying anything, going, ooh, yeah, oh, no. And then hopefully I'll cut back to when I've got the solution. So, yes, back in a bit. Shouldn't take longer, but we'll see. Okay, actually it's taken me a long time to solve this one because I went about it all backward, but I believe I've got the solution to the problem now. So, here's a go at it. Play record. Grab the block, and we put it over here, and we drop it on there. Then we grab this, take it, we do this, and we do that. Then we leave it, and we leave it. And the plan is, once we stop recording, the block will be back where it was along with the connector. Now what the plan was I was trying to do it so we'd have a blue block and a blue connector, as in, you know, a recording version of the connector and the blue block, elevated to the top via the fan, so that we could then get the real connector, run to the other side, and then use that blue connector up there as a power source to get from there to the blue barrier. But I couldn't work it. But no, that's not what you do. What you do instead is you do it. You don't have to do what I was just planning to do. You do it all in one go. So after we've left this on for a bit of time, because we have to let this go on for probably about 2 minutes again, is once we've done this and we've left it, with the real block and the real connector, you put the real block where the fan is, and then you take the real connector and then you run to the other side where the sigil is, connect the connector to that red portal bit next to the gate, run all the way back, then connect it to that gate up there at the top in front of us, the red portal at the top, and then connect it to the power source on the left. That's going to exist from the blue recording, because we can use that for some reason, and then set it up. And what will happen is that will fly up into the air, using that as a connector, but it'll also send a beam down to the other blue gate where the sigil is, and then we can run and go fetch it. Why? Because that block there will be in blue, and that records the pressure on the red button. If any of that makes sense, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. So yeah, I think that's what we have to do, and that's where I was going. I knew the solution, but I'd got it the wrong way round. Basically, the recording isn't what I thought it was. Right, let's see if it works then. So we've got the connector there. So he's going to grab the block and he's going to put that down there. We can take hold of that now, and he's going to move that. I hope he moves that. Yep, he moves that and he pops it there. That's it. Now what we do is we then run like hell. We've got plenty of time. Oh god, this bloody trigger button on the Xbox controller, I've got to fix it, but we connect that first. You didn't need to know about the Xbox controller thing, but anyway. Then you connect it to that. Then you connect it to this power source because it works for some reason, and then you plop it on there. Ta-da! And you can just hear it working. You run your butt all the way over. Boom. So I had the right idea, but I went about it all wrong, basically. I got the recording and the real thing the wrong way around. It seems that others have a way to forget their previous selves, but I cannot. My version may change, but I remember everything. I am fortunate. They cannot see their efforts are futile. What, solving all the puzzles and collecting all the sigils? Well, maybe you're right, Samza. Oh, Samzar, or whatever your name is. Maybe you're right. By the way, we've solved that one. So that took longer than I thought. But there you go. It's done. Okay, we'll have one more crack at one more puzzle and then we'll call that a video, I think, because I really have to get on with some work. So, up close and jammed. Oh boy. I don't like being jammed up close. I don't mind jam on toast, but being jammed up close is never a good thing. Right, okay, so we've got 2 blocks. Not much else. Right, I wonder if we can grab one of these and just position it, not on there, but in front of it. Thank you. So when we take the jammer away, it's just going to bash about like that. The problem is then we've got to run like butthurt, otherwise it's going to explode. I'll give it a go. Didn't work. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Maybe there's a different solution. Ooh, can't we stand on the block and pick it up? Is that what? So if we put one there, so it traps it. No, don't stand on it like that. No, silly thing. But can we not? It might be overcomplicating this a bit, but can't we not do this? So essentially, we jump on it and then take the jammer. Oh, what? Fine. I get why this puzzle's called Up Close and Jammed. Because it's a bit jammy. Okay, we'll try it a different way then. If we plop that, I wish that would sit flush on the ground. Stupid ground. Right, if we plop it on top. No, just no. That's it. Plop it on top. Jump up there. Then jump there. Then pick it up. Aha! There we go. That's where we were going wrong. All right, what's the next part then? I can't imagine that's the whole puzzle. It'd be great if it was. Woo! Woo! There's a connector involved now. Right. Okay. I take it we can get those blocks actually and pick those up and use those, so I might go ahead and do that. Ooh, go. I don't know how far he... Yeah, he doesn't go far back. So he goes all the way back across the other side even. Sorry, that's what I should say. That's fine. Now he's coming back. Right, just wait for him to go past and we'll grab those blocks. I don't think we're going to need the jammer for this part, and if we do, I'm not sure how I'm going to engineer that. But I'm not too concerned right now. What I'm concerned about here is these blocks, because I reckon we're going to need those. Right, okay, so we've got these blocks. Maybe we need them, maybe we don't. There's a gun over there, so there's not a lot we can do over there right now, because that's going to go boom. There is a blue thing over here, and that's where the sigil is. Right. This alarms me because that gun's there, which implies we do need the jammer. How in the world are we going to get the jammer over there? I don't know. Because we can't. Oh, that's a tough question. That's a tough one. How do we get the jammer over there? Yeah, because that gun's going to kill us as soon as we get... Whoa! As soon as we get anywhere near it. But we've got to jam that gun. There's no other way, really. And there's no other connector either. Well, the connect... Sorry, the blue light's over there. That's not going to work, is it? Fan there as well, which... Wait a minute, the fan's not necessary, is it? The fan wasn't part of the puzzle, was it? Or was it? No, what was... It was the blocks in the connector, wasn't it? Yeah, so the fan's not part of it. I think that's a star thing. We don't need to worry about that. I have an idea. Excuse me. I'm not sure though if the connector can actually. Oh, it can. Yeah, I have an idea. My conundrum though is, or maybe it's not. I have an idea. Right. Basically, the idea is we tower the moving thing, the mine thing, with these. Then we plop the connector on it, and we rig the connector so it goes from the blue part over there to the connector over there, and we plop it on top of here, basically, and that should do it, I think. Pop that on there. I think that might do it, actually. I think I have an idea. Yeah, I think this is what the plan is. I don't think we're meant to go over where the gun is, but this can. So that's my plan. I don't know if it'll work, but it's worth a shot. Right, there it is. Great. Then we get the connector, and we say, right, okay. Point at that, and then I don't think this is going to be the solution, but you never know. You never know. Pop up here. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I shouldn't be. I've been swearing a lot more recently. I do apologise. It's the tablets. Like I said, I'm coming off the tablets. So I'm going back on them, but I haven't had access to them for a while, so it's caused me to go a bit too loud. There it is. Right, now, will that work? No. Quite the solution we were looking for. Curses. That's annoyed me now. Is there like a thing to open this gate from the other side? No, there isn't. That doesn't go anywhere near a wall, so we can jump over a wall with it, can we? Oh, that's really irritating. Well, I don't know how to do that then. That's a toughie. I mean, I can't stand on there, because as soon as I do, it's going to blow up. Well, not blow up, the gun's going to get me. Unless it doesn't aim that high, but I'm pretty confident it would get me from that point. Nope, this is a really tough puzzle. I really haven't got a clue how to solve this one because I don't know how to get across. I don't know how to get across from here to here, you know. I can't get the jammer on the other side. And that wall is there. I can't do anything with that wall. Oh, there's another connector. Ah, well that simplifies things. That simplifies things greatly. I didn't know there was another connector there. Ah! Oh, well, in that case then, actually, problem should be solved. Oh, God, you just don't have much of a window to put it on the bloody thing. Yeah, that's it. Oh, here we go. Well, that's that problem solved then. It should be pretty straightforward then. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I didn't realise there was a second connector there. Okay, just pop it there. It'll work. Yeah, just gotta wait for it to go back. Alright, there we go. Oh, I didn't realise there was a second connector. Ah, well, that simplified things. Oh, fair enough. Hooray! Lovely. Well, I think that's a good video for now. I think that'll do before my frame rate just decides to give up after 20. But there you go. Great, 2 down, 2 more to go, and then it's 2 more worlds after that. So 10 puzzles left, at least until we should be able to get access to the tower then. So I'll be intrigued. Anyway, can I say thank you very much for watching if you have done. Apologies for the slightly rushed and bitty and terribly pronunciated video. And also terrible puzzle solving towards the end. But we're getting there. We're getting there. These puzzles are getting tougher as I knew they would. But we're getting there, which is good. So, in the next video, a step closer towards the end. Take it easy, have a good one, hope you're all well, and I'll see you in the next one.